savage. The evidence, as they say, is in the pudding. So show me the money like my name was Cuba Gooding.
Welcome to San Francisco. Just about to get some supplies for the Rugby Warfare's first touch rugby competition. We're doing a bit between the tech giants, Facebook, Google, Apple and Tesla. Gathered employees from all companies, 6 aside it is, where we got about 11 or 12 players per team. Just a bit of fun, get all the employees and the rugby community together. Got to travel an hour down into the Silicon Valley because that's where all of them live really. So you've got to travel down there now to this rugby pitch, and then we're gonna start the tournament. We nearly had to cancel the tournament because there's been a huge wildfire. I think the biggest wildfire in California's history. I think people have died and stuff, so we nearly had to cancel it because the skies have been grey. You can taste the burnt wood and you can smell it, and the particles obviously dangerous. So, but luckily we're in the zone like an hour down where it's not too bad. So yeah, I'm just going to meet up with Otto Wacker, who is the founder of American Rugby, which is a video production company, but it's, it's called American Rugby. He loves rugby. He's a massive fan. He's done a lot for rugby in the Bay Area. Set up the original touch rugby competition, touch rugby league here, and he's filmed like the USA rugby team. He knows like everybody in the rugby industry, and he's a great guy. So I'm gonna meet him now before we go down, just to go over things, so we all know what we're going to be doing, so we all run smoothly. So I'll check in when I get it. I am here with the man himself, Otto Wacker from American Rugby. We're just going over the plan for the day, because obviously if you don't have a plan for video, you're going to have a really shit footage. So
we have 4 games that we're going to be covering. Me and my wife is going to be a shooter, and then you have a shooter as well, right?
Yeah.
I also have a drone. So I think the drone should definitely come out in the semis and in the final games. However, I think I should set up my slow-mo camera at the base of the tri-zone so I can have some really good epic shots from all the teams. If they're diving for a try or if they juke somebody, you can have it in slow motion. So we're going to be doing that.
Also, I want to show you one more thing. I want you to show the tattoos you got.
Okay. Well, this is the logo for American Rugger. Started with this tattoo. It's a Sacred Heart Catholic, the rugby ball ripping out. Instead of a Gilbert ball, it's an American flag ball on the logo. And these are all the crests of the teams I played for. So you got Life University, New Orleans, New York Old Blue, Kansas City Blues, USA Owls, my alma mater, K-State University, and Powerhouse down in Australia. Yeah, so.
Welcome to Behind the Brand episode 5. We're in San Jose, which is like an hour south from San Francisco. We basically set up a touch rugby tournament between the tech giants in Silicon Valley. So that's Facebook in blue, but there, Apple in grey, Tesla in white, Tesla in red, Google in white. The main reason we're doing it, so we're launching in the US soon, and we're going to be distributing from the Bay Area. So we want to bring together all of the rugby people in the Bay Area to kind of get them introduced to the brand. We're also going to be recording the entire day and making into a really cool video, which will then be used on Facebook. We can promote that, and we're going to use that to build brand awareness for the charities we're working with. So one of the charities is Play Rugby USA. They're here today, and then the other charity is Scrum, based in Swaziland, and they help educate people on AIDS and HIV through playing rugby. So yeah, this is basically where we're at now. People are also getting the t-shirts, we're assigning teams, we're going to introduce them to the rules, and yeah, it should be a good day. There's a cup as well, which I'll show you later. I'll check in later. I'm going to round everyone together now to talk about how we're going to go about today. We're going to split into friendly games, and then we're going to pick names out of a hat. Look at the pitch, yeah? So apparently this is one of the best pitches available for rugby in the Bay Area. We turned up and we were panicking, so we told everybody when we got here we're going to change pitch, and then we just panicked to try to find somewhere else, but apparently this is the last round. So we stayed here now, we've set up the pitches like cones, but yeah, we're ready to go really. We've had a bigger turnout than expected really, because I only brought maybe 12 colours per top, because there's only 6 aside.
Yeah.
But we've literally given away most t-shirts now. Most people here have actually played rugby as well, because the San Francisco Touch Rugby League guys are here. They brought their players, but it seems like most people know who everybody is. Like it's a little community together, and there's Aussies here, there's Irish, there's New Zealander, there's English behind the camera, there's Welsh. But yeah, we'll probably cut into some of the games now, footage, and then I'll check in once we do the semis and stuff. So if you actually look at the sky, I'll go over there. So usually this is a beautiful blue, crisp sky. There's a massive wildfire 2 days ago, miles away from here, like 150 plus miles away. But it's affected the entire Bay Area. People yesterday were panicking, is it still on? And when you went outside yesterday in San Francisco, it literally could taste the oak when you were breathing in, you could taste it. And then, you know, if you were running in and out, we're gonna have problems, wouldn't we? But down here it's not too bad breathing, but you can see the sky. And on the way here, you couldn't even see further than maybe 10 miles, 5 miles. The visibility was shockingly bad. But yeah, luckily we still go in. Some people are wearing masks, are they? Are they? Isn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple of
some people wear masks, like so. But come on, back in Wales, we have people working in the coal mines for 50 years. They come through Wales.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick warm-up as a group. We can kind of talk about what the basics are. Basic, back 5 after a touch, you get 6 touches. Rolling subs, pass the ball backwards is there, obviously. And yeah, let's get into it. Cool?
Try and sub a lot, and so it looks like we've got about 14 players. We have 6 on, so we have plenty of subs. And if we're running 30s, the 3 bits.
Apple are taking it serious. Look at them there. We're taking it well serious.
Yo, everyone! Can I get your attention, please?
No one here.
Say my voice about 3 times. I do that with kids. Now, hey, so you guys just had like a quick debrief in these fit touch skills, but we're gonna have a couple friendly games first, or one friendly game first rather, before we jump into the competitive stuff. So as you see, we've got pitch 1 and we've got pitch 2. We're moving this way. We'll start off with white versus blue on that pitch, red versus gray on this pitch. I believe it's 6 on 6. We'll just do rolling subs. Listen for either my voice or a whistle, and then we'll pull names out of a hat and see what the competitive games are going to be. All right? So, if you haven't stretched yourself out or made yourself healthy, do that in these final seconds before we get going. And let's have some fun. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. All right, guys, 2 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Order. We're gonna have semifinals. You're all in the semifinals, so congratulations. We're gonna have 10-minute halves, 1 game at a time. So we're gonna make these fields just a touch bigger. You might have some time off right now, so we're gonna have semifinal 1, semifinal 2, then the 3rd place game, then the championship game. So we're gonna have one person from each team come up to pick a name out of this cup. And this is Scott, by the way. Have you introduced yourself yet?
Yeah. Okay. So this is a cup you're actually going to win, and if you do win, I want you to take it back to the HQ.
So we could mark it. But yeah, who's you first? Facebook.
White team, anybody?
Yourself. Facebook.
Got Google.
Yeah.
That's it. Facebook and Google, you'll be playing the first game. Tesla and Apple, right?
Yeah.
Wait, don't we have to draw for the second?
Wait. Now I'm confused. You guys have some time to rehydrate, be athletes, stretch yourself out. We'll use this field. Let's go, like 3 minutes for us to redo the field.
Yeah.
And you guys are good to go then.
Charlie, help me with that.
1, 2, 3, baseball!
3, 1, 2, 3, begin! 4.
I restarted it, offloaded it to a noob. I was there to pick it up right away, offloaded it to Larry, picked it up right away, offloaded it to somebody else.
Yeah, like you just said, if you're going to do that as well, and imagine if you're going against my side and you went against me 4 times, how tired am I going to be? I'm backtracking way more than just 5 meters. I'm all the way down the field, and all of a sudden it's now 6 on 5. Stay wide, come against the crane, right? If you see them all going that way and you're all going that way, when you switch it up, come back, take a touch, then they have to get back 5 and then you beat them on the go. Yeah, bring it in. Hey. Big G on 3. Big G on 3. 1, 2, 3. Big G!
Facebook just won the first semi-final, 2 tries to 1. There was some dodgy calls, I think, in the finals, but it is what it is. But you know, we got Tesla versus Apple, which is massive.
Tesla's red, Apple's gray.
Yeah, Tesla's red, Apple's great. I want Tesla to win just because they got the best call of all the teams. 1, 2, 3, Elon.
What we did earlier, the quick easy games when you're kind of mucking about, I really like that. The comms are good, everybody was positive. Same with this, we're going to be a little bit more strict. I'm going to blow up a lot of stuff. I want Pete to blow up a lot of stuff as well. Try not to argue with us. You know, the less you argue with us, the more we actually get to play, the more you get to play, the more chances you get to score and shove it right back in their face. Cool? Let's keep it clean, let's keep it positive, let's get the subs going. We're going to talk to you the entire time, back five. You're not wearing numbers, so it makes it very difficult. Try to remember like what shoe color you are, because I'm going to be like, oh, green shoes, or you know. Guys,
1, 2, 3, Apple! 1, 2, 3, 1!
Half time, Google this, not Google this, Tesla. Tesla winning 2-1. They literally scored a try at the last minute, but Apple have got the players to make it win. They're putting a pretty much serious team talk on now, because if they don't turn this around, out of that cup, so that cup is glorious. Oh no, my god! Has he scored? Oh my god. So good to get caught. Let's try.
Thank you, Justin. Yeah. You made me run. That's possibly me. What a run.
You were like the man in a door lawn the wing, eh?
Guys! Yeah!
Roll the tape. Subs? Yep.
Tackle? It's a tackle next. We gotta swing the ball more though. Come on.
it's good. I hope everyone got a good feel for what touch is. Like there's a lot of shit everyone definitely trying to learn, but I think the strides that everyone made today from where we started to where we are now, it's very impressive. You've clearly got a lot of fundamental skills that can open up a lot of doors for you in the touch teams and the touch community. So good stuff. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you guys for showing up.
Hooray!
Hooray! Hooray! One cheer for the ref. Hip hip! Hooray!
White ball. Oh, nice fucking swing.
Oh,
Right out, bro.
Great. Guys, I'm Neil. I'm with Silicon Valley Rugby. Thanks for coming out today. This is one of our home fields. We have teams from U8s, U10s, U12s, middle school, 2 teams on high school, and a senior men's team, adults. We actually sent 3 of those athletes from our 7s program on to the Touch World Cup in Malaysia, making a few others. But same thing, we're happy to grow the game. We're here, located right here in the Silicon Valley. If you guys know any kids that want to get involved, happy to bring them up, happy to bring them through Play Rugby USA as well. But we're just here to grow the game, and we appreciate the partnership today. So thanks, Scott.
Oh yeah, real quick round of applause for Rugby Warfare.
This is a great kit. Thank you.
So with that, Scott, over to you. We're going to do trophy presentation.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming. You didn't have to be here today. There's a smog as well and all that stuff. The main aim of this was to get the community together, meet all you guys. We do plan to launch in the USA, based in the Bay Area, so it's good to meet all the rugby community. We're probably going to do more events like this, so if you do want us to put on bigger, better events, this is just the first one. We're going to do more.
Thanks everyone for coming, and check out the website, and there's more free kit over there. Don't run yet. There's more free kit there after it. I don't know what size it is, small, medium, large, whatever. Just take whatever's there. I'm not going to take it back to the UK. So just take all the kit. Yeah. So who's the captain of Tesla?
Charlie.
Yeah?
Charlie! Yes! Lifting high!
If I could say one more thing, I'm really sorry. If you're interested, Play Rugby USA, we do corporate team building events where I can come in, play some rugby games with you, with your staff, with your offices. If it's something you're interested in, let me know. Happy to do that as well, right? So we've done it with AIG, we've done it with HSBC, a bunch of different organizations. So if you're interested in that, come find me. I'm happy to do that too.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're just doing some content now. So the Tesla team have a photo in front of the earth.
Come on, red jersey.
Tesla, then Facebook, then Apple, then Google.
Thanks, guys. Good job, guys.
So I just want to introduce two employees, Z from Facebook and Jeremy from Apple. So, you know, Z, how did you actually get started playing rugby? Because people in the UK where we're based, seeing rugby grow massively in the US. And we want to kind of know the nitty-gritty of how you got started playing rugby.
Yeah, I started getting into rugby when I was in high school in Canada, Ontario. There was an individual named Mark Harper. He brought the sport of rugby to our region. He saw me doing track and field, and he figured I'd be a great athlete to join the sport.
What do you like about rugby? Is it the same? I see it as the same all across the world. So
yeah, the sport of rugby, I love it because no matter what country, what region you're in, you have a family, you have a sense of camaraderie. Wherever you go, you can meet friends and people and build a community.
Yeah. It's amazing meeting people like Z and Jeremy today, and I want to know what you thought of the event we put on. I know the conditions are not the best, but
yeah, the event was great. I met people like Jeremy from Apple, met others from Tesla, Google, and again, we shared the love of rugby, played a game, and the pitch was great.
Yeah, it's good. Jeremy, how did you start playing rugby?
Started playing in Singapore, played for like a polytechnic. So a friend kind of just say, hey, you should check this out, and I was like, yeah, it's about, kind of getting bashed up in the field, but, playing it for this first time, I was just really blown away by, how intense it was.
Yeah.
It was just lots of running and cardio, and it kind of like really worked really well because I'm a huge fan of like team sports.
Yeah.
So rugby is a lot about like, playing as a team, but individual skills also matter.
Yeah,
so you're not like trying to shine, but the whole team has to shine together.
Yeah.
So it really drew me in, and I never really looked back ever since. Yeah.
And when you moved to work for Apple in the Bay Area, you've like actively looked to play rugby, or?
No. Work has been really difficult. So this event has been really good, just because it was an excuse to come out and meet other people who share the same love for the game. And I've always felt like rugby was like a fraternity of brothers and sisters in globally, right? So anywhere you go, you play rugby, you meet friends.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been for me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just amazing how like whatever job you work at, there's a lot of rugby fans. So you can be a software engineer for Apple, you can be client relationship manager in Facebook, you can be into sports, you can be actually into like really like geeky stuff and tech and still love rugby. So it's amazing to meet you all today, and thanks you all for coming.
Oh, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for hosting.
We'll do another event soon, and hopefully
Apple or Facebook will win next time.
Yeah, we're hoping to bring this home next time.
It's the day after the touch rugby tournament yesterday. I thought it was a massive success. Loads of people turned out and everyone was like, you know, the rugby community is exactly the same here as it is back home, and it's mad, and the people are so different, and that's what's kind of unique about rugby, innit? But now I'm off to Fremont, which is like East Bay. It's just like, I don't know, maybe like an hour and a half away now, to meet Kyle, who's one of the guys who runs one of the Max Muscle stores in the Bay Area. I think they've got 3 or 4 stores, and there's one store we're working with them on now, distribution. So they're going to be storing our stuff in their warehouse, and then they're going to be distributing the stock for us in the US. So that'll be the US point of contact. But we're going to go a step further. We're going to check out a new store in Fremont where they want to kind of have a storage space in the back, and then the front will be a Rugby Warfare store, so the first Rugby Warfare brick and mortar store. So I'll let you know what that looks like, and then we might sign a deal today, depends on the price and stuff. So check in when I get there. So I've arrived in the store in Fremont, what I mentioned earlier. I spoke to Kyle. So Kyle is a long time customer of Rugby Warfare. He's based out here and he's run supplement stores in the Bay Area for a while. He spoke about stock in Rugby Warfare here, and then actually distributing Rugby Warfare stock here to the US. And as we got talking more and we realised the potential of rugby in the Bay Area, we've actually decided that this store, which has now been renovated, if we pan around a bit, this store's actually been renovated now. We're likely going to turn this into an actual Rugby Warfare store. It's going to be the first Rugby Warfare brick and mortar store. It's going to have like men's clothing, women's clothing, accessories, workout plans, our Rugby Warfare workout plan printed off. We're going to have memorabilia, supplements as well, specific for rugby. We're going to turn it into like the rugby hub of the Bay, because there isn't really one here yet. There's like one small store, but I think having everything here, one store, one brand, and then even doing like watch parties here. So when is a rugby on live over in the UK or Europe or in the World Cup, we're gonna, we clear the store out and turn it into a massive watch party, which would be quite cool. After the success of the tournament yesterday, which like I haven't recapped on it yet in the video, but the tournament yesterday went amazingly well. It started off, we got there, the pitch wasn't the best, but after speaking to all the players, that's the standard, that is the best standard there, because the rugby's like, what's rugby ranked, like 4th or 5th sport maybe in the Bay. Like after, you've got soccer, you've got American football, and then you've got baseball, so all the fields have like taken up by other sports for years, so it's really hard for a specific rugby field to get made in the Bay, because space is limited anyway. So, I panicked at the start, but obviously I got assured that the pitch was good. Loads of people turned up, like 50 to 60 people turned up maybe, plus people watching. Loads of employees turned up, and we spoke to loads of different employees, Tesla, Facebook, Apple, Google. Spoke to a Facebook guy, Z, really nice guy. Spoke about how he can, help me with Facebook ads and stuff, which is amazing. So I'm going to speak to him more about that. Apple guys, understanding their workload and seeing how hard these guys work and still putting time into rugby shows their dedication to the sport, even with no facilities in the Bay Area. So that's what got me thinking, like, give this community a rugby hub, a decent rugby pitch, a lot more structure, and with the growth of rugby over the next 2 to 3 years in the USA, it's going to be huge. So, the tournament is the start of that. We're going to do more events in the Bay. Probably going to do it, what do you reckon, every 2 years? Twice a year?
Twice a year.
3 times a year? Because the weather is the same all year round. We're not limited by the weather, which is amazing. So we probably do 2 or 3 of them a year, because they really appreciated the effort of bringing everyone together. And it's not just like come and play touch, it's like come and play touch rugby, but we've got Facebook versus Apple versus Google versus Tesla. It adds that little competitive edge, which makes people, have more fun. I reckon it makes people have more fun, because you've got like a goal, there's more structure to the day, and you're not just playing for the sake of playing. This store now is becoming more of a reality, just because I've spoke to the community, I've introduced myself, I know plenty of them now first name. They really appreciate Rugby Warfare and what they've done for the event yesterday. And hopefully, we can get the community even bigger, even tighter knit, and yeah, go from there really. I think we spoke about doing like a this is a way in the future, but there's a nationals touch rugby, and I was thinking like with the British and Irish Lions, you pick the best players from like Wales, England, Ireland, and Scotland. And I was thinking, you know, if we got this going frequently, we could pick the best players from Tesla, Apple, Google, and Facebook, and then create like the Silicon Valley Lions or something stupid like that. And just going to the nationals and like filming this and their journey and stuff. So yeah, going back to the UK now for Black Friday and Christmas time and stuff. We're actually doing a pop-up in Cardiff on the 22nd and 23rd of November. So that's next week. 2-day pop-up, loads of discounts. New products we haven't launched yet will be there. Yeah, this will be one of the first times you'll be able to come to the store, try everything on, and like leave with, you know, no way everything fits you basically. And it's going to be the same here. So like let's just walk through the store quick. Probably women's and accessories, smallest one. Men's here, accessories, rugby boots, some supplements here. We could sell the Rugby Warfare training plan here, print it out, make it a really nice book. At the moment you can buy digitally, but we put it here. So for every customer that comes to this store, we're gonna basically have like a little photo booth here. So if you did come here and buy something, we're gonna ask you if you want to have a photo with your outfit against the wall, and then we're gonna post it on the new Rugby Warfare USA Instagram. So we're gonna call out the community and people can see people coming to the stores and stuff. Probably be an office in here, I reckon, or here. Office, more storage probably, because clothing takes up a ridiculous amount of space. And this is more storage basically. You know, people always think, oh, do you really need all this room for stock? But when you understand the size of hoodies take up, fold a hoodie in your cupboard. How many hoodies can you fit in your wardrobe? Like, you know, not many if you actually put them up together. And imagine 500 to 1,000 hoodies coming in. You know, boxes take up the entire room, and that's just one product. So, this is plenty of space for the USA for now, I reckon. I haven't seen the camo joggers yet. There's two versions. There's a full camo. This is the new panelled camo, so it's a bit more subtle. So you can panel here, down by there. Another one here, logo here, camo here, YKK zippers. And it's a more relaxed fit. This is a smaller size for me. I usually wear large. These are actually mediums, but I usually wear large. But they're a bit looser, so they're more comfortable. And yeah, pair it with a performance tee or a new stealth black camel top, and we're good to go. And before I check out, this store is actually really close to the Tesla factory. Massive Elon Musk fan. I'm glad Tesla won the championship yesterday. And I just got this tumbler for $30. So maybe we could do some Tesla Rugby Warfare tumblers. But that's it for the episode. We'll probably check in after Christmas next, now in the Six Nations. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm going to put Kyle's email in the description of these videos, so kyle@rugbywarfare.com. He's going to be the point of contact for all USA inquiries. So if you want to wholesale, if you want to get our stuff unbranded, it'll be branded on the label but unbranded on the front for your clubs. If you want anything to do with Rugby Warfare in the USA, go through Kyle, because he's going to be in a time zone that's not 8 hours ahead like I'll be, so I won't be able to speak to you on the same day. So I'll put that below, and I'll see you in the next episode.